Hey folks, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. Want to help you get your mojo back. I sent out an email to let my list know that I was going to be talking about the Sun conjunct Uranus, and I'll touch on that. But then it occurred to me that I won't be here next week. And then the following week after that, I'll do the oracle reading for June. So I wanted to get ahead of things and start talking about when Jupiter, the planet that represents expansion or overindulgence, moves into a new constellation for the next 12 months starting on June 9th, and that would be Cancer. So let's get into that. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. All right. So, make that bigger. Let me swap it. I wonder if I could swap it. I did successfully. Hi, come say hello to me. Okay. So this is June 9th. And oopsie. Okay. Where'd it go? There it is. On June 9th, the sun will be at 19 degrees of Gemini. Jupiter will be at 0 degrees, 0 minutes of Cancer. And Mercury will conjunct it with a 1 minute of Cancer. So, excuse me. So, the aspects that it's going to make, it enters with a big, the door busts open. Hey, I'm here. Let's go. So what does Jupiter represent? Jupiter will, excuse me, ultimately represent the part of you, because the planets aren't doing anything to you. Jupiter represents the part of you that is benevolent, generous, looking to publish, travel, engage spirituality, study, learn, teach, grow, expand. Now, on the downside, it's overindulgent and it's the loudest person at the party. So whenever Jupiter enters a new, any planet, but whenever Jupiter enters a new sign or a new constellation as we go around the wheel, it represents a shift in focus. That's what it symbolizes. So what will that mean for you? You'll have to look at your chart and see where the end of Gemini is and the beginning of Cancer is in your natal chart. In the general charts, that's what we're looking at right here, right now. We have, I would say, since today is the 15th, the 15th of May, a couple of more weeks, we're going to feel it. And somewhere around the 6th or 7th of June, we're going to suddenly, or it's going to creep up, feel something a little different. What is it? What do I need? Where's my focus? I'm a little confused. And or I have to stop thinking about that, Gemini. I have to get off that track and focus and pay attention. How can I self-nurture? How can I care for myself and others? Family, friends, co-workers, clients, children. Pardon me. So wherever Jupiter is in your chart, you're going to feel the shift, and then the expansion comes. Now, if you are waiting or have been working on something and you haven't seen the results because you've been so knee deep in the thickets that, got to add this element, got to invite these people, got to work on this, whatever the issue is. When Jupiter enters Cancer, many of you will find that now is it. What? Oh, we're there. We made it. Oh, wow. Okay. And so you'll experience more stability in what you're working on. And that's if you're an entrepreneur and you're working on different projects, or let's say you're in childcare, or you're a writer, perhaps, or you are looking to enact some kind of law or go over contracts. you're going to find that it's a really fortuitous time, because that's when you feel like, okay, we got traction, things are working, and I feel confident. I feel like this is it. And then, yeah, not to throw a stone in the works, but if you're not paying attention, that's when you leap before you look and create a little chaos. So that's just an aside, just to be expansive with purpose. Cancer energy is a cardinal energy. And a cardinal energy, just like Aries, and it's having a little push and shove game energetically. So you suddenly feel like, all right, I'm done researching. I'm done editing. I'm done trying to figure it out, making calls and fact seeking. I am done with the training. Now I am going to present it to the world. Now I'm going to move forward. Now I'm going to get on the plane and go. Now I'm going to solidify that contract with not just a signature, but all right, a period on the sentence. We're ready to go. So this is kind of an exciting time, because right before any planet enters a new constellation, and this year, like last year was the filibuster. It's just going on and on and on and on and on and on. And the first 150 days, it's all the BS, all the chatter. Now comes the ramifications, and it might just come sideways at you. I didn't know that was there. I had no idea I was doing that. So it doesn't mean you're wrong or right. It just means that if your behavior is not up to speed with coherence, body, mind, spirit, aligning with truth and being harmless, there are ramifications, and they will be legal. So if you're watching this in the United States and you've been praying and hoping and petitioning and donating for better days and more sanity, here it comes. Oh, yes. And then, of course, we're going to talk about, not today, but we're going to talk about when Uranus enters, leaves Taurus and enters Gemini. Oh, there's going to be motion. There's going to be ramifications. Hey, Shelby. Jupiter at 29 degrees Leo in my 11th house natally. Oh, business. So anywhere that Jupiter is transiting in your chart, I'm not talking about your natal Jupiter. I'm talking about wherever Jupiter is now in the heavens, and you look down and you see a snapshot of your chart. Let's say this is your chart. And say your Jupiter's in the second house or the fourth house in another sign, but now it's transiting or about to in Cancer. So it's going to, like a reality roulette, it's going to bring to the surface what you've been working on, what you've been hoping for. So very quickly, let's say Jupiter is in Aries for you in natally. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere around the fourth house or the third. It also depends on degree. So if you're looking at, if you have, we'll go by rising sign. Let's go by rising sign. So if you have an Aries rising sign, we just count forward. And this has mid degrees. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Jupiter will be in your fourth house, home, family, security, hearth, four walls, and making a more nurturing environment. If you are a Taurus rising, then Jupiter in Cancer for you represents how you communicate, what you're thinking, the synapses you're forming, publishing, writing, editing, singing, putting it out there in the world, teaching. If you are a Gemini rising, then Jupiter in Cancer expresses the part of you that wants to make more money or to budget better or to have a greater grasp of finances and then opportunities come your way. If you are a Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer represents expansion everywhere. Now, if you're eating chocolate and potato chips all day, that's what expands, your waist, your size. But if you're expanding on being independent, then opportunities come your way to partner independently. Oh, sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not. If you are a Leo rising, Jupiter in Cancer is all about that big awareness in your psyche and coming to terms with how you nurture, how you are nurtured, and what the big to do is about healing, and especially with the feminine energy in you and the feminine parent. If you're a Virgo rising, then we are looking at Jupiter in Cancer in your 11th house in the general charts, and that deals with groups, associations, friends, dreams coming true, the elders of the clan, or possibly traveling with a group, or publishing a group publishing experience, or perhaps learning how to provide a service that nurtures. If you are a Libra rising, I got to count backwards now. So we're 10th house because it's cardinal. If you're a Libra rising, Jupiter in Cancer is like the next level for your career. And you may be looking at retirement. So you want to look at what do the finances look like? Or if you're looking at expanding because you just graduated college and you have a degree, or you did a training course and now you're ready to put your expertise into the world, that's what that looks like. And it could very well deal with writing, women, or children's issues or legalities. Now, if you're a Scorpio rising, that's where contracts come into play, publishing, traveling, higher education, really wondering, okay, I have so much knowledge, I have so much experience. What am I going to do with that? Do I teach? Do I start a new business? So that's something to ponder. If you're a Sag rising, Jupiter in Cancer is all about where you're putting your money. What does insurance look like? What kind of estate planning do you have? What are the joint resources with other people, business partners? And especially if they're family, you want to have contracts in place. And I kid you not. Okay. And it could deal with publishing and how the money is divided, who gets what, and what kind of residuals you can have based on how the contract is set up. If you're a Capricorn rising, then Jupiter in Cancer is all about your health first. And it can be nurturing yourself, paying attention to the tiny moments when you go beyond your threshold. Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, and Aries are all cardinal energies. They are the ones leading the charge. So if you're a Capricorn rising, Jupiter in Cancer for you is about your health first, and or petitioning for health, community involvement, and the work that you do and how you might make a difference, also with pets. If you're an Aquarius rising, then Jupiter in Cancer, I would say, is the funnest part. If you don't want to have a baby, buckle up. Could look like twins. I'm serious. Not because the planet's doing anything to you, but because you are fertile and creative and you want to express and expand. Now, if you're an Aquarius rising, Jupiter in Cancer for you is a place where you go for it. You start to visually manifest what's in the heart and the mind because there's coherence, because things come together, because you are aligned. So it can be new romance. It could be solidifying romance. It could be getting married, possibly, maybe. It could be the idea of children, or maybe you become a babysitter or a teacher. Things like that. So just be aware of how you can create and what feels good without going to extremes. Like that's the party house too. So you have to curb that. If you're a Pisces rising, we're talking about bringing it home. It wants to be at home. What does? Maybe mom comes to visit. Maybe you are a mom. Maybe you're a grandma. Maybe great grandma comes to visit. Maybe it's about you figuring out what you really want. Now it shares with Aries rising, the fourth house, because of the degrees. But Pisces rising, you're a water sign, or you have water in your chart, and Cancer is water. And so what flows between creativity, family, children, and involving yourself in that world? How do you want to express yourself? And we come back around the wheel to the cardinal sign of Aries. And I want to talk about Neptune and Saturn making a tough angle to Jupiter in June. All right, we're May 15th right now, but I'm giving you a heads up. So the cardinal sign, fourth house is also for you guys, Aries rising, is I buying and selling, perhaps additions, or looking at a summer home, or maybe you just got married and what do you do with your apartment? Do you keep it? Do you rent it out? Do you sell it if you own it? So real estate comes into play big time for Aries rising. Now with Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, squaring Jupiter in Cancer in the early part of June. What I want you to prepare for is a square is a 90-degree angle and it can feel uncomfortable. You have created something because whatever is in your world, you're the magnet for, you have created it. You brought it to you on a conscious or unconscious, subconscious, non-conscious level. So if you don't like what you see, or if there's trouble in paradise, and you give yourself set a timer, bitch and moan 3 minutes, and then knock it off, because the 17 to 20 seconds of focus, repetitive focus, is what's going to create the new matter. Oh, we have an issue. The computer's not working. I'm going live today with selling my wares on whatever channel, or I'm creating a podcast, or I'm giving a lecture and a talk, and suddenly the lights go out in the building because I'm not in control of the weather and there's a storm. So whatever is happening, it is an opportunity to expand into, okay, everybody, let's get comfortable until they fix the lights. Let's chat. I was going to start my talk off. Now I'm going to come out into the audience because the microphone's not working because there's no electricity. So you have to pivot, is what I'm saying, and connect emotionally with the thing you want, not the negative thing that's happening. Do you hear the distinction? The thing that you want is expansion, service, making money, feeling fulfilled, helping others, fill in the positive blank. But what's happening might thwart your progress. And so we need to learn how to pivot. And because Mercury in Cancer is part of this, it's important that you change the thinking, like, oh, why does this have to happen now? Or blah, blah, blah. All right, this is what's coming up in the first 10 days of June. And I want you to be really focused on, how can I use my mind and my heart to create a frequency to reassure myself and others, whatever the situation is, that it's okay. It's all right. What's the worst that could happen? And then what's the best that could happen? And then remember to use your words, not hold it, stack it, and then blow a fuse. Because a Cancer energy can come out sideways when they are overwhelmed with everybody's cockadoodles. Okay. My sister's a Cancer. My husband's a Cancer. My kid's a Cancer moon. I know it well. So be proactive. What is it that you want to create? No matter where Jupiter and Cancer is entering into your world, what we're going to feel globally is we need to take care of those people. What the heck is happening? Before we were just, in our own little bubble. And this is a global, this year, 2025 is a global year to recognize humanity and humanitarian efforts. And with the challenges that we sometimes feel, we think, I'm just going to keep my head down, do my thing, stay under the radar. Yes, of course, whatever you need to do, you're creating your own reality. But when someone you know, or whether you like them or not, is in trouble, are you going to help? Regardless of politics or belief system or behavior? If someone were lying in the street bleeding, would you help them? And if the answer is no, I don't think we have anything else to say. And I wish you well. But if the answer is yes, then it's overcoming your temper tantrum. When Jupiter enters Cancer, while it's also making a uncomfortable angle to Saturn responsibility in Aries, and that's leading the charge with a bulleted point plan. Okay, you over here, you. Hey, let's calm it down. Let's put positivity into motion, even if it sounds like a drill sergeant coming your way. That's a cardinal energy. And with Neptune in Aries, it is the righteous come and, with the bullhorn. And so to say no and draw the boundary, we've seen it started already. Now we're going to see it's going to peak and kind of glide over a mountaintop that says, I want to sing, like, we are the world. We are the children. And what can you do? You don't, do what you can. Be aware, be present. Just do what you can. And for yourself and others, because the square is about finding a solution. A square is made up of two triangles. And in astrology, a triangle is the greatest blessing. It is the open door to nirvana and Shangri-La. So you have blessings right there if you can just look at it at a different way. Because if you take a square and you make a sideways line through it, like, oh, I didn't look at it that way, you then have two triangles, two blessings. So Jupiter is all about expansion. Now, for some of you, that might mean twins, literally. For other people, it's, oh, I didn't even realize, because I had to re-record something, a webinar, and I had done it 4 times already in the past year and a half. And I thought, this is it. I had my temper moment. I was like, this is it. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I calmed down and I thought, okay, I'm going to put myself in the headspace of, what if creating this webinar would help someone, not just be a drain on my clock because I already did it 4 times? Can I just have a different, can I look at it differently? Can I turn my head that way and go, oh. So I did it with a much calmer vibe. And then my husband edited it, put it together, and he's like, that sounds amazing. And I said, okay, because I put my heart in it, because I wasn't going to put my annoyance into it, because this is my business. Helping and shedding light is my business. So when I was in a place of shadows and I was like grumbling about the light, I had to give myself a few minutes to reframe. And that's what I want you to do. In the weeks ahead, reframe. We're so quick to jump on something and then get feedback from others, from people we know and don't know, especially if a person has their own business or is more of a public figure. People are quick. They have 7 seconds. That's what their attention span is, according to a Harvard study now. Used to be a minute, then it was 10 seconds. And now with all this technology, 7 seconds. And people will look at something on their phone and go, ha, and then type something and then scroll away, post it and scroll away, as if it never happened. But yet the person receiving that information is left with, oh my gosh, I just caused harm, or I just pissed somebody off, or, well, I feel I want to hide, right? So let's be more conscious of our actions so that we are responding without reacting. Now, very quickly, that segues us right into, wait a minute, let's go for it. Where is it? Da, 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 da. I'm distracting you while I find Uranus. Okay, let's take these away. And I'm going to go right here, right now. Okay, what does that look like? Do we have, nope, I don't want that one. Nope. Nope. Nay, I say to thee. How about this one? Okay, that works. I like that. All right, let's look at this now. This is what's happening right now today, May 15th, 2025. And if it's your birthday, Taurus, happy birthday. The sun is 25 degrees Taurus, Uranus is 27 degrees. Now, in the past couple of days and in the next couple of days, you might just get like you lose your cool, you just snap, you just lose it. Okay, if that's the case, and then you have a physical reaction in your body, like you pull a muscle, you get a headache, your neck is wonky, your hip goes out, you hurt your foot. Okay, stability is what we're looking at, what you value. And if you value innovation and inspiration, but it's not on your timing with all this Taurus energy, plus Mercury's in Taurus, you might feel like you're being pushed off a cliff just by one simple comment. Everything I was just talking about. And, or if you've got a grip on it, because you know to look at this trine here, positive, letting go of the past criticism, inner criticism, judgments from others, self-judgment, because anything that comes at you, remember, is coming because of you. You are the magnet. You are the one creating this reality. So if someone, let's say you're cutting the lawn, and someone walks by and says, "Oh my gosh, I love the smell of grass. It's just beautiful." And you have a lovely conversation. And now you got a little pep in your step and you're moving along because you got a new lawnmower. Let's go with technology, Uranus. And you got a new lawnmower. And then somebody walks by and says, "Are you the one making all that racket? I can't get my baby to sleep." And now you get something different. And you're thinking, "I'm just hanging out, making my lawn pretty." Where did that come from? It came from you. It did, because some part of you on an unconscious level perhaps is thinking, "I hope this isn't too loud." Or, "I hope I'm not bothering that lady next door who just had a baby." And then the fleeting thought goes. But if you're thinking of something for 16 to 20 seconds over and over again, and then suddenly becomes like a little chant underneath the happy stuff, you're attracting, you're attracting, you're attracting, whether you're conscious of it or not. You're like, where did that come from? What came from you? You just have to own it. The way someone speaks to you can be rude, or the way that you hold it in and then blurt it out. This is fixed energy. Taurus is fixed energy. It can just like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine. Oh sure." And then you turn around and you're like, "They're crazy. Who are these people?" Ah, we've all been there. Now I want you to be aware of those little tiny annoyances and breathe, literally breathe, hold. That was supposed to be 4, 3, 2, 1, but I couldn't get my fingers to work. I was focused on the breath. So you just breathe in, hold for a 4 count, exhale for a 4 count, breathe in, exhale, breathe in, exhale. And we want to dissipate that energy so that we're not manifesting, magnetizing something that feels crappy. Uranus can be sudden. Taurus has their feet planted in the ground. So we don't always bend. I say that because I'm a Taurus. My husband's Taurus rising. Our child is a Taurus. I know a lot of Taurians, and they're stable and loyal and kind. And then when they get upset, they hold it in because they don't want to cause harm. But it doesn't disappear, does it? So no matter what your sign, during this week right now, let's say through the 19th. Oh, happy birthday, Aaliyah. I love you, my daughter, my child. Jupiter in Gemini is now squaring the north and south node. It's like, are you done with that BS? Let's go. Move it along. Own it. Oh, I should have said that first. Jupiter in Gemini expanding on those thoughts. If something is happening to you and then it comes at you sideways, you're like, where did that come from? You. Oh, baby, it's you. Okay. Do we understand that? Any comments, questions? Hi, just welcome. I sound like I have like a a warbler in my throat. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card from the Sacred Forest Oracle, Denise Lynn, in my cafe. Where would we be without imagination? Okay, come say hello to me. And if you're not watching this live, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please give me a hot second to put in the any kind of timestamps and info. Then whenever you're watching it, I hope it speaks to you. And please come back. And remember to share, like, and subscribe. Because the more you hit that little like button in YouTube, or thumbs up button, or heart button, or smiley button emoji in Facebook, I get more notice that way. Ooh, what do we have here? Purification and beauty. Okay, so pure spirit, purification. Oopsie, sorry. Pure spirit, purification. That's a number 30. That's a 3. That's forming synapses. It's your belief system that's going to help purify you. And then we have a 52, which is a 7, going within the wood nymph beauty. Wood nymph beauty. Where is the beauty in you? It's everywhere. That's where it is. What is the thing that you would like to avoid? Chaos, right? Or something that doesn't feel good. So I'm going to remember this. It's going to take me a few minutes to get into YouTube and just do the timestamps regarding. Oh, I love this. Ooh, the timestamps regarding what I talked about today. So Starry Night acceptance. It's a 5. It's all about transformation, acceptance. Accept yourself. Accept all parts of you and love who you are. That sounds so corny and trite and overstated. But I don't want to start singing, start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Acceptance. It doesn't mean you condone behavior that you feel is immoral or illegal. It just means you are aware of the situation and you say, I see that person is having a really hard time. I'm going to send them love and call the police because what they're doing is illegal. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting around and complaining about what people are doing or not doing to make you happy. We get it. Oh, and the last one, Crystal Cave, trust. Trust that your needs are met. Oh, please do. Trust that your needs are met. It's a number 9, humanitarian, also the ending before the beginning. Because if you don't trust, we start all over again. And we take it from there. All right, my lovelies. As always, I wish you peace. And I will be back. Wait a minute. Whatever the last day of the month is. I already erased my calendar. Last day of the month, I'll be back and we'll talk about the June Oracle reading. So come back and pick your cards. All right, friends.